Welcome to Hidden Business Risk. Today, franchise drift, how one local change can bloom into a national headache. Quick picture for you. A franchisee in one region changed their returns policy and refund script to be more lenient. Within weeks, that tweak produced a spike in chargebacks. A regulator knocked on the franchisor's door for consumer complaints, and a planned regional rollout got paused. That was our micro case. Simple change, big consequences.
That's the kind of chain reaction I see in contracts and compliance. One local promise, repeated across customers, becomes an implied national standard, and suddenly the franchisor is answering for it. It sounds small, but the legal exposure is real.
And operationally, it's contagious. One manager teaches another, and the new refund script spreads because it works locally. No paperwork, no evidence, just a different customer experience that the brand never asked for.
Let's label the problem. Franchise drift, local process variance, subcontracting slippage, insurance and indemnity gaps, and inconsistent promises to customers. We're going to map how that drift turns into measurable cash and legal exposure, then walk to concrete fixes.
From a revenue lens, that refund policy change triggers chargebacks, which hit the merchant account fees and can push you into higher processing tiers. There's lost rollout costs too. When HQ pauses expansion to investigate, that's months of deferred revenue and marketing spend wasted. Worst case, an audit or regulator inquiry creates remediation costs and reputational drag.
If I can add, regulators don't care about your franchise agreement. They care about what customers actually experienced. So a local refund policy that violates consumer protection laws or creates misleading promises will be treated as the company's practice. That can trigger fines, mandated remediation, and sometimes consumer class claims.
And from the tech side, chargeback spikes also mean manual reviews, more holds on funds, and sometimes frozen payouts while processors investigate. For a small franchisor, that cash flow interruption can be severe. Payroll timing, vendor payments, everything gets tight.
Okay, practical heuristics to prioritize triage. First, look for dollar concentration. Which locations and which SKUs drive the most refunds or disputes? Second, flag variance in policies. Are some locations offering refunds outside the approved window or unrecorded discounts? Third, look at channels. Online orders with local pickup versus in-store purchases. Patterns differ.
Plain English legal flags to watch for. 1. Warranty flowdowns. Is your warranty language required to be passed to the buyer through franchisee contracts? 2. Subcontractor vetting. Are local subcontractors named or at least required to meet insurance and SOW standards? 3. Are franchisees required to list the franchisor as a named insured on their liability policies where appropriate? Those are the items that bite later.
A simple example on subcontractors, if a franchisee hires a local installer who isn't vetted and that installer voids a product warranty or installs something unsafely, the customer comes back to the brand. Tech-wise, require a one-page SOW template for any subcontractor work with a mandatory insurance certificate upload before work starts. No upload, no go. Minimal friction, big protection.
Jessica, can you give operators a couple of conservative contract snippets they could use in an onboarding packet? High level, not legal advice, but plain language that non-lawyers can spot and ask their counsel to add.
On the evidence side, an onboarding checklist should include photos of point-of-sale signage, a stamped receipt sample, a copy of the local refunds log for the past 30 days, and an insurance certificate. Collect these as a digital evidence pack. 2 minutes to submit, but it gives you a baseline.
All right, playbook time. A reversible 30-day containment sprint. Week 1, inventory your top 10 locations by revenue and refunds. Week 2, run quick onboarding and insurance checks for those 10. Week 3, pilot a one-location audit, low-impact discovery, photos, receipts, a short staff interview outside peak hours. Week 4, lock conservative standard warranty and return language, notify operators, and collect the evidence pack. Reversible? If any operator pushes back, you have a rollback path documented and one cooperative pilot partner to show the value.
When you run these checks, use collaborative language. Frame it as risk protection for the operator, a way to stop audits, save disputed payouts, and keep rollouts moving. Also, clearly label contract snippets and forms as templates needing attorney review for material changes or multi-state legal questions.
And pick low-impact discovery first. Schedule audits outside of lunch or weekend rushes. Use a short script for the on-site contact. Ask for insurance certs, request a photo of return signage, and capture a redacted receipt sample. No disruption, just verification.
Panel triage. For listeners right now, pick the 3 highest risk operator relationships to inventory this week. Who are you most exposed to? High refunds, unusual local promotions, or large subcontractor reliance? Assign an owner for each relationship and use a short outreach script. Quick check-in, ask for an evidence pack, and offer the pilot audit as cooperative support.
I'll give a short outreach line that works. We're running a brief operational health check to support our partners and reduce consumer disputes. Could you send insurance certificates and a recent sample of your returns logs by Friday? We'll follow up with any questions. It's neutral, helpful, and frames it as mutual protection.
And a safe refusal script for risky subs. Thanks for the referral. Before we proceed, we need a completed SOW and current insurance certificate. We can't schedule work until those are uploaded. Short, firm, and protects the brand and customers.
Quick wins. 5 exact messages you can use now. 1. Ask for proof of insurance. Please upload a current certificate naming the franchisor as additional insured. 2. Safe refusal for subs. Use Eddie's line. 3. Refund rollback email. Please revert to the franchisor-approved refund script immediately. Deviations create chargeback and compliance risk. 4. Training checklist. A 1-page script to run at staff huddles. 5. Evidence request. Send photos of in-store return signage and a redacted receipt sample. Short, specific, and measurable.
2 quick legal reminders before we close. Label everything template and not legal advice, and always get counsel involved when you see multi-jurisdictional employment or tax issues. Templates are good for speed, but they aren't a substitute for local legal review in complex cases.
And one final ops reminder. Keep the evidence process simple. If it's too hard, operators won't do it. Make uploads mogul-friendly and ask for the smallest acceptable proof you can work with. Then follow up if you need more.
Okay, recap. Franchise drift starts small, but it compounds into real chargebacks, audits, and paused expansion. Use the franchise safety kit, onboarding checklist, audit scripts, conservative policy snippets, and run the reversible 30-day sprint. Inventory, verify, pilot, lock language, and collect evidence. And as Jessica said, get legal review for material changes.
To download the 1-page franchise safety kit and the 30-day containment sprint plan, go to hiddenbusinessrisk.com. That's where you'll find the templates and the exact scripts we mentioned. Not legal advice. Use these as operational tools and loop in counsel where needed. Thanks, Jessica. Thanks, Eddie. Great practical conversation.
Thanks. And if listeners want a simple next step, pick one high-risk operator and ask for an evidence pack this week. It's small, but it changes the conversation from guessing to knowing.
Appreciate it. And if anyone needs a process checklist for the evidence pack, it's in the kit. Mobile upload, photo of signage, sample receipt, insurance cert.